Welcome to the show today. We have Nassar Khalil today, who's a hotel and hospitality industry expert. And today we are here to find out more about his journey and his business. Nassar, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Andy. It's good to be with you today. Actually, it's a privilege that I'm able to provide you with, the journey that you're after in my little way of what I've achieved to date in the industry. So it's a pleasure that you're able to share this with some of your other business people. If there's anything that they could learn from me, then all the better.
Fantastic. That's what we're hoping for. So tell us, how did you get into the business and what has your journey been so far?
Good question. I got into the business almost by accident, shall we say. I studied at university business. And as part of that process, I actually had to do thesis, as you would imagine, when you're doing your master's. And basically, I managed to get a placement during my thesis for my practicals at Claridge's in London.
Fantastic.
So I think that's where, shall we say, I got injected with the hospitality bug. By doing my practicals there whilst I was at university, I realized that no 2 days are the same in the hotel business, and that was thrilling for me. I thought to myself, what do I do now? And that's where I started focusing on hospitality. I wanted to go into hospitality and got my first break at Hilton Hotels.
Fantastic.
And that's how my hotel and hospitality journey started.
I believe you're involved in more than one business now. Over the last few years, you've been successfully in the ladder up. So tell me, what roles are you currently doing and what businesses are you involved with?
Yes, that's interesting. So obviously I started in hotel management with Hilton, went up all the way to work for one of the best hotel groups in the world, as head of global standards. I was fortunate to launch one of the first boutique hotels in London. Went on to launch one of the best hotels in Doha today. And having done that, I had a choice of either being there as chief operating officer and run the business for the government of Qatar, or basically come back and do something else. So I decided to come back to the UK. This is my home. I've been here since I was 14. So when I came back, I decided to open my own consultancy business. That's going strong. It currently employs more than 50 people.
Fantastic.
I started only with one person and a PA, and I'm pleased to say that's gone on to design some of the best hotels in the world. In addition to that, I now focus on building another hotel brand. I'm partnering with the guys at Henley PLC, and the chairman there is quite supportive, and alongside him we're now rolling out a very exciting hotel concept, Rogue City Hotels. In addition to that, I lecture at some hotel schools. I'm a fellow of the Institute of Hospitality and a member of the British Institute of Facilities Management. I currently sit on the board of quite a few hotel groups either as an advisory or non-executive director.
How do you balance your personal and professional life working so hard on so many projects and so many responsibilities?
My work-life balance is very unbalanced, shall we say. It's 90% work and 10% life, if you like. Not very healthy. Maybe it is not the right way, and I'm not advocating that people should be like that in business. It's exciting to juggle, different hats and do different things, but it comes to a point where you sometimes have to think, how long is this sustainable for?
Yes.
Before you have to realize that you might need a business coach, you might need help from someone who will then come and take a step back and say, oh, actually, yes, you are successful, but you can actually be even more successful if you do tweaks here and there.
Sure. In terms of your business, how do you differentiate yourself from the other people in the industry, from your competition? What makes you unique? What makes you different?
When I go to one of my hotels, I ask myself, am I satisfied with what I'm getting here in terms of product, in terms of service, in terms of attention to detail, cleanliness, expectations of a 5-star environment? And if they don't pass my very strict test, then they're not good enough for my guests. A lot more happening with regards to the consultancy and things like that. We're now having to choose which projects we do,
right,
and which projects we don't get involved with, because if I was to take every project, what will happen is I wouldn't be able to get the quality that I want. I will not be able to control the what our clients have come to know us for, which is quality assured, which is the best you get, attention to detail.
True. What is it that you're not so good at or looking to improve, which will contribute towards your success in future?
What I don't do very well is I get too involved. I get too involved in every little detail of my businesses. That's a strength, but that's also a weakness.
Can also be a weakness,
because everything revolves around my oversight, my input, my contribution. Not because you don't trust your team, it's just because that's the way you do things, and you start thinking. And that's a weakness, because I want to be able to sometimes switch off, take a break and say, everything is fine, everything is normal and everything is okay. But I think slowly with time, I would allow, because it's not, in fairness, it's not a sustainable position long term. I can do it now, I'm healthy, I'll do what it takes. It's my business and my businesses, but long term, it is not the way to manage things. You need to be able to have a balance there, you need to be able to take a break.
So how does it impact your business? Does it have any impact on the business, you wanting to be involved in everything, or your personal life?
I wouldn't say it currently has an impact on the business, because I'm around, I'm available 24/7, but it definitely has an impact on my private life, in the sense that I have very little time for anything else.
Right.
I have very little time to switch off, I have very little time to spend on holidays, I have very little time to think about anything else that is to do with my private life. It's all about the business
right now.
So there's a huge impact on that. I'm not, it's a good thing, success is good, but I'm not advocating everything that I've done as the way to do things, because I think that work-life balance is a very important aspect of one's life. We're only here for a period of time.
Absolutely.
And you have to make use of it wisely.
Yes. Nassar, having been through this journey yourself successfully so far, what would your advice be to somebody who's new to business, or at a stage where they're looking to scale up? What are the things they need to be focusing on, or what are the areas they would be really good at to be successful?
Good question, Andy. When I look back at my career, I know that what we've discussed so far, it's all sounds easy. It's all about hard work and getting things right. But I've had pitfalls. I've fallen down a few times. I've been rejected a few times in the process when I put concepts in front of people and so on. My advice to other fledgling startups and new businesses is, and you'd expect me to say this, but I urge them never to give up, never to kind of pack in just because one or two people thinks what you're doing is not going to work, or someone thinks, well, actually, you've tried it, you're struggling, stop. Because sometimes you may struggle once or twice and then you get the break that you need. Because ultimately, you will get somewhere where none of us are born a genius.
True.
It's through, focus and through determination that you get. And even if I always say to my team when I train them in different aspects of what I do, is that you're going to fall a few times, just dust yourself, get up and keep on plowing.